Coastal Championship Wrestling coming to you from the Coconut Creek Casino. This is your main event, Caged at the Creek. Antonio Banks versus the Blackheart. This is the 5th match in their best-of-5 series. It's all tied up. The winner of this one will be the inaugural CCW Heavyweight Champion, and I, for one, can't wait to see what happens. The Blackheart managed by the man in charge, Seth Gregg, and he was flanked earlier by his stablemates, the Great Kazishi, Nasawa, and Shane McLean. The referee has ejected them from ringside, but we'll see what happens. Those guys will never keep their nose out of someone else's business. But now here we go. Referee Chuck Arn handing the belt off. Dan Evans now locking the cage, and we're going to have a great main event right now. These two men, Antonio Banks and the Blackheart, know each other very, very well. They've been up and down the roads of Florida, all over the independent scene. This is not the first time, obviously, they've met. This is the best-of-5, the 5th match, but they've been against each other many times before. Banks now, he definitely has the crowd behind him. He is your fan favorite. The Blackheart is not very popular with the CCW fans. Looks like both men are going into this cautiously now. The ring wrapped with steel. Definitely a feeling out process here as Banks shoves the Blackheart off. And you can see the man in charge, Seth Gregg, still at ringside. It seems like only the stablemates were ejected. Gregg now hanging around, and he is a distraction and could be a problem later. Antonio Banks, 6'2", 265 pounds. The Blackheart right up there with him, maybe about 255. So these men are very, very similar in size. Blackheart having the edge with experience. He's been all over the world, Japan. He's wrestled for USWA in Memphis, Tennessee, WCW. He's been all over. Definitely has more experience than Antonio Banks, who has been spending the last couple of years here on the Florida independent circuit. Blackheart now showing some wrestling. You don't see that too often out of the Blackheart. More of a brawler. But now with a hammerlock. Banks looking for the elbow and not getting it. Spinning out of it, though, using his leverage, and Blackheart stopping himself from hitting the cage. And a boot to the gut. And a big clubbing forearm to the back. Banks blocking the cage shot. A couple of elbows to the gut of the Blackheart. He'll try for one of himself, and Blackheart blocks it. Neither man able to gain an advantage yet. It's still early on as they tie up collar and elbow in a headlock by Banks. Blackheart looking to shove him off with one arm. Not going to be able to do that. But he does, and Banks blocking the cage again. Blackheart now will go behind with a waist lock. Banks trying to work his way out of it, getting his hand between. And a nice wing lock takeover into a top wrist lock. Leaning all 260 pounds on the Blackheart's arm and shoulder. Arn checking for a submission. Blackheart's not giving up on something like that, though. I guarantee you that. The guy's double tough. Can't take that away from him. And a nice reversal by the Blackheart. Again, you don't see him wrestling too much, more of a brawler, but he definitely has pointed out that he knows how to do both. Elbow to the base of the skull and a forearm to the back. Nice reversal by Banks and into the cage. Blackheart reeling now. Right hand by Bank, one and another. And another shot to the cage. That's going to take its toll. Again, the rules here, it could be pinfall, submission, or escaping the cage, and there's no disqualification. He just gave a low blow right in front of referee Chuck Arn, but there's absolutely nothing he can do about it. Headbutt to the top of the head by the Blackheart, sending Banks back to the corner. Right hand to the jaw and another. Nice reversal by Banks, shooting him into the cage again. Shoulder first. Banks needs to stay on him, though. He needs to take advantage of the fact that he's got him hurt. And he goes after him with a nice kick to the side. Another one, vicious. You can hear it all the way back here. Banks now pointing. There are weapons hanging from the cage. There's a noose and a kendo stick hanging there in the corner, and he's going for it. Here comes Blackheart. Oh! Vicious headbutt into the nether regions. And Banks is really a nice clubbing forearm to the back now. Blackheart in control. Weapons have fallen. They are on the apron of the ring. And yes, Blackheart's going to go after it. There's the kendo stick. Oh! A vicious shot to the back. And again. Banks is in trouble. Oh, a clubbing blow right to the top of the head with that kendo stick. And you can hear Seth Gregg in the background. He's elated. Arn checking on Banks. And again to the small of the back with the kendo stick. What I don't understand is why isn't the Blackheart trying to escape the cage? It would be a good time now with Banks down, but he wants to deliver punishment. Clothesline with that kendo stick as it goes flying. Oh, Banks is busted open. Definitely had to be from that kendo stick shot. Blackheart now with the rope and the noose. Blocked by Banks and a right hand followed by another and an enziguri. Now's Banks' chance. He has to stay on top of the Blackheart. Now he's got the rope. And a boot to the head. He's got the rope tied around the Blackheart's neck, but the Blackheart's got his hand on that kendo stick. Banks going for the kendo stick and rights and right. Banks now trying to get that kendo stick away from the Blackheart. Successful in that. And a right hand to the jaw. Down goes the Blackheart. Referee Chuck Arn seeing if he wants to submit. Banks telling him to ask him, and he is. Blackheart is not going to give up. Into the cage. Banks has that rope wrapped around the neck of the Blackheart. Using it for leverage, slamming him into the cage again. Blackheart used. Oh my God! Right downstairs with the kendo stick. He might want to have kids one day. I don't know if he'll be able to now. Banks in a bad way. Another kendo stick shot. And again, Banks is in trouble. Oh my God. Forget about it. Another shot with a kendo stick to the back. Turnabout is fair play as Banks goes with a low blow. He's got the kendo stick now and he's going to town. And again. Now with a kendo stick across the throat of the Blackheart in the corner. All the leverage pushing him back. I can't see from my vantage point what he did, but he might have gone to the eyes. Blackheart now with the kendo stick. Hammering away. Again, this match can be won by pinfall submission or escaping the cage, either through the door or over the top rope. Banks with great agility, flipping out of the hip toss attempt and a DDT. Now's his chance. Both men slow to their feet. Looks like both men are now going to try to escape the cage. Blackheart in the center, Banks in the corner, both on the top rope as Blackheart inches his way over. Right hand to Banks. And again. Banks down. This is Blackheart's chance. He can escape right now and it'll be over. He'll be the new champ, but no.
Tonight's not over for him.
Seth Gregg saying it's not over for him. He wants to inflict more punishment. As he balls the rope up around his fist and now choking Banks with the rope. Right hands to escape. Referee Chuck Oren can't do a thing except for watch. Ooh, vicious boot right to the head. Blackheart now stomping away on Banks. 3 in a row. Right hand blocked. 2 right hands, 3 now by Banks. Reversal by Blackheart. Ooh, and a knee to the gut, taking all the wind out of his sails. Reversal now by Banks. A punch to the gut and a spin kick right to the top of the head. Doesn't have enough to even make the cover though. Both men down. Referee Chuck Oren checking. Banks rolling now, trying to get to his feet. But he lands flat on his back and stays there. He is out of it. What is this? Shane McClain, I knew it. I knew they couldn't keep their nose out of it. Bringing a ladder now to the ring. He's just nonchalantly climbing the ladder and deciding he's going to interfere in this championship match. And there's really not much the referee can do about it. No disqualification. Banks is having none of it though. He's climbing up to the top rope now, middle rope himself, and now to the top going after McClain. He will not be denied. Banks hooking him and a superplex off the top. Meanwhile, the Blackheart back to his feet. That superplex took just as much out of Banks as it did McClain. Blackheart now trying to climb the ropes and over the cage to claim victory and become the first ever CCW heavyweight champion. Banks is after him though. Slamming his head into the top of the cage and a vicious chop. And again, a third one sends Blackheart back to the mat. Now is Banks' chance. He's going to head up and climb down that ladder for an easy landing and become the first ever CCW heavyweight champion. No! Red mist from the great Kazishi sends Banks reeling as Blackheart crawls for the door. Blackheart now making his way out of the ring. The cameraman, he's not following it, but I could see it from my vantage point. And there's the bell, and the Blackheart simply exits as Banks lays in the middle of the ring, blinded by the red mist. Your new CCW heavyweight champion is the Blackheart. A definite miscarriage of justice here at the Coconut Creek Casino, cage of the creek. Referee Chuck R now making his way back in the ring as the Blackheart, getting his hand raised, drapes the belt around his neck as Kazishi and Nasawa and Seth Greg celebrate. Shane McClain still in the middle of the ring, reeling from that superplex.
Coastal Championship Wrestling champion, the Blackheart.
You heard it from Seth Greg. New champion, first champion, the Blackheart.